We are rolling. We're tired. I'm a little liquored up. And there's the fat guy. Did you see him real quick?
Saw him,
yeah. When we used to do the whole lingerie company thing, we do all those videos. I actually would always include these really short, like just like in Fight Clubs, quick second goofy photos. Not that anyone's ever gonna find them. Like years from now, someone can be bored on the internet going through them. So the first little bit is us stretching. Maybe not as long as I thought, but I also found my gi pants. So we apologize. Our camera work sucked last time. So with Ryan's amazing abilities, we put the couch there. So it was like rolling in a pizza slice is how I thought about it, which was kind of odd.
You guys will get to enjoy the fact that we worked really hard not to put any holes through Dan's walls tonight.
Yeah. Well, that one time I was like, my back was up against the wall. I tried to like kick off.
Saw.
Yeah. So, and you also see little kids jumping in and out. But yeah, so we will be slightly out of frame here and there, but this should be better. And like I already said, it was actually very, you know, I've rolled down here so many times and it was always pretty much like this rectangle and you're just subconsciously aware of the space and all that. But this, it threw me off. Oh, excuse me. So I'm kind of like trying to relearn like the parameters of where we're rolling.
Well, the other thing too, I mean, you've done it before with me. You applied a lot more effectively. Is you know, taking a charge and turning it into a hip toss. And when the times that I've successfully taken advantage of your inertia, I need more startup with it. And I tried it a couple times here, but because we're in a smaller space, I didn't have enough room to bait you with it.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed too. Just like, because I like to pull people down on my butterfly guard and pop them over, but it just wasn't there. And so then like there is enough space technically, but it's so obvious because I got to set you up. So it's like, oh, I got to push you all the way to the far end, and it's like, well, obviously I'm doing that because then I want you to like push me back because I got all the space behind me.
How much talking did we do before we got in?
We did a lot of talking, but it's okay because everyone just wants to hear how our day went. I'm tired. It was a long week.
I'm sore. I was on vacation last week. I came back and I got back into the gym probably a little bit closer to this than I should have.
So I have increased when I lift the overall weight I'm working with. Just I mean I know I'm never going to be the strong man, but I kind of realized like I will benefit from a slight increase in strength. I mean obviously, but I'm not lifting you know like with the idea that I will be the stronger guy in the ring. So
a lot less hand fighting today.
Yeah, so you, and I was going to mention this to you during one of our breaks when we were rolling, is you wrestle so different than anyone else I grapple with. Because like normally like they want to like lock up, you know, underhooks and things like that. And you like, it's like when I grapple Greg, he grapples completely different. Like how he just wants to like grapple with the sense of get back up to standing. Right. Where with you, I can't find the words or the verbiage to like describe it. But it's normal techniques don't work. Towards the end, I had a little more success, you know, getting like body locks and trying to take you down. But it's so foreign, you know.
A lot of it too. We've said, you know, as you get fatigued, it breaks down, right? You know what I mean? Yeah.
So I was trying to, from based off last time, you know, actually, because there was a point where like I was just trying like all foreign moves, and I'm like, you know, I got to kind of reset and keep everything honest and make you aware the triangle is there, arm bars are there, you know, Kimuras are gonna happen. Sometimes, you know, I realized I was getting so caught up in like, watch this YouTube video, crazy fucking move, man, double dragon backflip, I'm gonna fucking get it. So that's why I was trying to, you know, not keep it traditional, but more keep it honest.
No, it was good too, because like I said, you know, last week when you got me in that really good armbar when we were off to the right of the screen, I became aware of where my elbow goes as soon as you go to apply the armbar, making sure that I flare my elbow so that I can, you know, start to flex it in.
And I realized since I grapple without a cup, there's like I realized how much the cup actually helps you. Just like jam that elbow in there. And there was one time I went and I crushed my nuts, and I'm like, fuck. So,
I'm conscious of that when I'm thinking of passing guards too.
I don't know.
Without a cup, there's times you don't want to step over a knee.
Yeah, and I like is it's more realistic, you know. Dude, so open mat one time. I'm grappling this chick, and I'm trying to put her in an arm bar. And I'm crushing my nuts. So like I lift her arm off, and I shift my nuts to one side, and then reapply the arm bar. And I'm like, this is kind of getting weird. But and the kids were just like, get him down, go, punch him, kick him, oh no. And I'm like, it's kind of like rude. Oh my god, the one time. And Tony, if you watch this, I'm so calling you out. When Tony was trying to give me corner advice between rounds with Greg, like you were here for that. I'm like, Tone, like, you so can't do that, dude. This is purely just training, you know.
I felt like the bad guy at the Kumite.
I know, Chong Li. I remember watching that. Oh my god, dude, that was such crack for me when I was a kid. I swore that's how fights were.
How did we get this close? There we go.
Yeah. Overall, I'm happy with the camera, but so I was being so much more aware of your leg attacks. I've been studying leg defense. More actually because I got my knee ripped real bad by that knee bar like a couple weeks ago. So more like how to defend those, but really just I don't know, being aware of them. At one point you'll see. And I'll pay attention for it here. And I got this off of Gracie Breakdown. You're going for like an ankle lock or heel hook, and you were getting it. So I actually just jammed my other foot in there. And you try to like join the palms, I guess you'd say, or the soles of your feet.
To open it up.
Yeah, and it's kind of it's you know, you're ankle locking my one ankle, but all of a sudden there's another leg in there, and it's that much harder. I got more strength, and then I just kind of went from there. So let's see here, working the guard. I always feel pretty confident with my guard breaking. You know, different ways to do it. I can't do some of the more muscle techniques with you, but and also you're pretty active, so I know you are gonna open your legs.
I gotta figure out how to hold onto an arm when I shoot for an arm bar. I never do it right.
You just gotta keep doing it, and eventually you'll get it. I mean, I always try to make sure it's gonna be. I'm describing something with my arm right now. You guys aren't going to be able to see it, but I always try to make sure like my crotch is below here. If it's like here by the elbow or above, I know they're going to be able to pull out of it. But if you're like here by the tricep, yeah. So this is what I mean. So like I got away from like just see the guillotine do it. Like, you know, and it's a balance because I wanted to try new moves and I would avoid going for guillotines and avoid things like that.
This is right here. Dan's tired. I'm sore. Right there, one of the times we hit the ground, that's when I hurt my back. Like I'm tight,
okay,
right?
Yeah. I don't even remember Danny doing that.
Danny congratulating Dan.
Yeah. So it was a very busy week. I work at a gun range and it was the election this week, so it was just a mentally annoying week with people. And then I watched 3 kids for a good chunk of the day, which I didn't know I was doing. So by the time we got down in the basement, we were just like. We like barely stretch. We're just fucking do it. That's why I was stretching so much in between, you know, just trying to get it going. And then you get warmed up and everything. But so what I was saying is, I kind of realized like I'm so much like in my mind like to do like gogoplatas and different stuff. I kind of started to like disrespect or you know like the simple things. Just freaking throw a guillotine. Like I was at open mat last weekend, and I got the one guy Norman a guillotine. I'm sitting there thinking like, why don't I just try for it more? I'm really good at it. Like if I can get it, and do it until the point that he knows how to defend it. Right. And then I have to learn something else. You know, because I am learning and trying enough new moves. You know, I don't. Yeah. So I also realized I'm trying to. There's another way when I have. Oh, so I know what it is. So I'm going for the normal guillotine choke. You know, like I just did there. And sometimes, like, say, like, you know, I have you in my guard or, like, a half guard, and I can't really get it. What I'll do is, instead of squeezing like this, I'll actually grab my palm, because I got your head locked, and I'll actually push my forearm up.
Okay.
And sometimes I have success with that. Or if not, it's just kind of like putting pressure on your neck, and you got to react and everything. So instead of, you know, squeezing, I'm actually just pushing my forearm into your throat. Let's see here. I was trying to do like a chest compression here. It just wasn't working. Because I'm not, and so the chest compression, in my mind right now, until I study it more, I consider it somewhat more of a muscle move. Because I'm like sitting on your chest, and I bring you up, and you can't breathe, and just wasn't gonna. You were muscling me around pretty good this one. Like overall this session. Let's see, I was going for...
I think we end up... this is when I roll back onto the ankle lock.
Yeah. It happened so quick too.
I'm trying to... I think one of the things that slows me on it too is, like I've said before, just hip mobility, right? I don't have the flexibility to get my other leg around if it's not already there.
Yeah. Because I said, like, it actually is problematic for me. You know, it's just not a matter that you're good at getting the ankle. You do try to get those legs in there, and it is an issue, and I do have to get away from them. But I'm able to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's just a matter of stretching more. Another thing I realized too, I got to keep my guard closed. Because I always, sometimes, to work, I'll keep my guard open, and it makes it that much easier for you to go back and grab the ankle.
Right.
So.
This is where I was changing my posture a lot today. Trying to go from posturing up rather than just bearing down on top of you.
See how I had when you're posturing up, you want your hands like more here.
Right.
By the belly. But then the one thing when you do that, you worry about arm bars. You know how it goes. You do one thing, it opens up for another.
This is where I pivoted.
Yeah. For the camera.
For the camera.
For our fans. So far, I'm happy. This is a lot better video. Yeah. This is one you can watch. So once again, I was trying to do some leg attacks towards the end. I didn't land one, but I had, I guess you could say, more success with just going for it.
Well, so there's one later on. I don't think it's this roll. I think it might be the next one where you're like a lockjaw pliers on my ankle, right? You didn't have the angle to apply proper pressure, but you had it. You were locked on. I tried kicking you away. I tried jumping away.
You were dragging me.
I was dragging him across.
I started laughing. See, I think I ended up in a triangle. Yeah. So I didn't really have it yet. And something happens where I actually get my leg up there more. I don't know. Maybe
I think it was just where you repositioned.
It is very.
Because I had my arm in, and I was trying to just bear down on you at that point.
It's very interesting, my perception of what's occurring, and then go back and watch it, and I'm like, oh, okay. At one point in the beginning of the video, when Danny came over and was like tapping me, I don't even remember that. I don't even remember him like coming on over. And I get like a little cut on my head at one point, and so you guys won't hear it, but the kids were like, "You're bleeding! You're bleeding! It's blood!" It was just
calling timeout.
I know. So I've actually enjoyed rolling with gi pants. I don't know why.
I was going to comment on it. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it, but there were times, I think you might have been going for an arm bar, or maybe it was a triangle, where it wasn't immediate, but I became aware that the pants were now something to grab hold of. Yeah. And to get leverage with, to help pass a guard. So even from the position of somebody rolling with you, now I also put tools in my toolbox.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, so have you ever done any grappling with a gi?
No.
It is. There's so many more moves and so many different ways to do it. It's I'd say this is a lot of people would actually agree with this opinion. It's a completely different game. No gi and gi, it's so many different. So some people will say like no gi is more effective because it's like overall these moves. You don't have to wait for winter time. Some guy have a heavy coat, to be able to do it. But gi does allow you so many, just to choke them out with the gi itself.
This is where you stuff the other foot.
Yeah. So I jam it in there. Did I do it already?
Yeah, you brought it over.
Yeah. And it worked. It bought me that time to do something else. And so then I knew I was safe here. So I'm like, I'm just going to start attacking. Obviously, give you something to worry about. You now have to worry about your ankle.
I kick you back a little. I didn't mean to kick you, but I didn't want to just turn over on my back with my feet in your face.
It's all good. So let's see here. I got the knee shield going. Here, I'm trying to go for the leg. It's just not happening. And especially you've gotten so good at knowing how to be aggressive and when to be aggressive that it gets harder.
I think this is where we locked up for a while, just like this.
And this is where what I'll do. I don't know if this is when I did it. But so everyone can picture like a traditional choke. So what I'll do sometimes, if it's not working, just to kind of create like another issue you have to deal with, I actually just push my forearm up into their throat. You were actually cranking my neck pretty good, but overall though, I knew I was gonna be able to survive. I like how you pinched my nose at one point.
Yeah, I reached out with my other hand.
Ryan gets the trophy. He actually, I got to give it to him. This is actually old catch wrestling move they teach at, cover the nose. So my mouth was pretty much covered for the most part. And so he covered my nose, but I was able to wiggle out of it and everything. And I'm like, holy shit, I might have to tap from this crap.
A hand on my nose.
I got to look it up. There's this video, Gene LaBelle, this old judo guy, teaches this move where literally, like, you got the guy and he's like in a crucifix or something, and his mouth is covered, and you just go like this and pinch his nose. See, I'm in mount.
This was one of the ones when we had that choke. I had my left arm underneath you trying to hold him, and I held on longer than I should have. Right? I kept hoping I was going to get somewhere, and then you can see afterwards. I favor my left arm. I'm hoping that I'm going to be in an advantageous position with my right because I don't have the strength anymore with my left.
Oh, okay. And another thing too, like I just realized when I had you in mount, it looked like just go for an arm bar, but you're so strong, like that swing around when I would go for the arm bar, like I'm just waiting to be like elevated, you know what I mean, just pushed away, just at least like where it, like say I swing for the arm bar and you just want to push me away, like I might still get it, or you definitely have the ability just to be like, no, go away, let's start over again. See here. I really don't know what I was doing here. I was like trying to I felt like getting my right leg over was doing something. I think at some point I just kind of like back away from it.
It's the way I get with Kimura attempts. Like I have an idea of the double wrist lock, right? I grab yours, I grab mine. My arm is twisted around an arm, and I move for that. But sometimes I know I'm torquing in a direction that's not really applying any pressure that needs to be dealt with.
Yeah. So it's so hard to do a double wrist lock. It's gonna be blocked, but later on around the corner of the couch, I get a double wrist lock. But you're just, you did that powerlifting gym in Iceland, dude, and it shows. Like you're just a beast. But that's one thing. Like I'm so happy to see your development of how to use. I know I say this a lot, but you definitely are learning when and where and how to use the strength. Because people that just come in and muscle, I will just easily leave you in a bad position. The one thing I will say, and this kind of is perfect timing, not to be like negative, I don't feel threatened yet when you have me in mount. When you mount me, I just don't. I'm calm. Maybe it's because I just have a lot of experience with escaping. I don't know, but
well, there's reasons for that, right? And we've kind of we've touched on them even during this video.
Yeah.
I think primary amongst them is I don't have the leg mobility to swing the most dangerous moves from out, right? So like, it's very difficult for me to pop an arm bar, like I mentioned.
It's very dragging.
It's difficult for me to get around for a triangle, right? Like those two techniques make it very easy to work from mount for you.
Yeah. So you could like at least maybe instead of worrying about swing the leg around, I'll find a video for you. Just simple submissions. It's Ronin submission, like that one guy, and it would be other stuff like Kimuras or neck cranks. There's the gift wrap and things like that. Things where you're actually like, rear naked. Well, instead it's like the arms wrapped up around like this, and you just kind of choke them. So I don't want to say muscle moves, but you don't have to be flexible in the leg moves. You don't need to be doing yoga. So, and by this point, I'm like, keep your guard locked in because he's just going to go back for an ankle and here I open it. So here I could have gone, no, he's stuffing me good. I got my right arm around the back of the neck. Let's see here. I got my knee shield. I always do those freaking knee shields.
I actually got one in later.
Yeah.
I think it's the first time I effectively used it.
Yeah, I noticed you. I'm noticing like more just little tricks in your arsenal every time.
I think this is one of the weird Kimuras.
Triangle your head. Yeah. Just go for a choke. This is where I was just trying to like set up. There we go. But that one there was just a race. Whoever got up first. Yeah. So now we talk and we're out of breath and huff and puff. So I think they're like, you're bleeding. And it's funny too, because like, I said like, I was just tired. It's like, just that worn out, fuck the day. You know what I mean? Like, I was scrubbing all the toilets in the house today, doing laundry. I was like, man, fuck this day. So, I tried to take a nap earlier. And that's when, like, everyone started calling me to cancel. I'm like, it's so great you're canceling. It's just not that you're canceling. Man, you're fucking up nap time, too. Like, god damn it, come on. They got to make an app where when someone's trying to contact you via their phone, pops up, he's taking a fucking nap, leave him alone.
Auto reply.
Yeah. So, Jen has that new job. This is completely non-jiu-jitsu related. And, it's for like the VA and stuff like that. So, her head office is Camp Thunderbolt. I'm like, Jen, thunders aren't bolts. Lightnings are bolts. And I go, fucking on me. Like, that makes no sense. So then she goes, well, Millville. She goes, we were the Thunderbolts. We used to get busted on, all the time about that. I'm like, yep, shows the type of education you got in Millville. Yeah. Well, they had the easier grading system where like a 70 was a C and shit like that. So.
Oh, this is after you just saw a cushion flying. The kids wanted to protect our heads because they're more responsible than we are.
Yeah. I haven't seen the kids as much. I thought they were going to be like constantly in the shot. So the entire time, we have this peanut gallery of like, there's a kid. We have this peanut gallery going of like chants and like uh-ohs and wherries and punch them and kick them and time out.
Do all your moves.
Oh yeah, like it was just like non-stop. And go ahead.
I just saw something grappling related. I just saw you. So later on, Dan took my back a couple times, and I just saw you test it. So the way you slipped me to take my back, I just saw when you were trying it out before you actually got it.
And one way to do it too is, I have my left hand on your right arm, and I take my right hand and I grab you by the tricep, and it's just an arm drag, and I just pull you this way, and do that. It's harder on you because you're just stronger and bigger, and you're a fucking tough son of a bitch. So here I am just trying to muscle your neck down. And then you're just like, roar. So,
there we go.
You go. Yeah. Take it down. You handle it well, though, because right away, so this is where you're going, at least I think you're going for guard, that we constantly talk about position or submission first. And it's just tools in the toolbox. Sometimes you need to go for that better position first. And other times it's like, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to, I was rolling open mat this past Saturday, and this is a good thing to bring up. The main guy, Norm, had me in side control. And normally you're taught, okay, he has me in side control. I need to at least get to half guard or full guard or roll him or something. And that's kind of what here's the cushion. And that's kind of what he was expecting to happen. But instead, I just saw I could do double wrist control and start cranking his arm. And unless you're retarded, you'll get out of it.
Right.
If you don't, you'll get submitted. But it's really easy to get out of. But guess what? Look, now all of a sudden, I'm out of your side control.
Not in side control.
Yeah. So that's why. It's I don't adhere to. It's not a dogma for me. I'm a slut with it. I'll use whatever I need to accomplish. And this is like the only time you really went out of frame.
And we actually broke when we moved back.
Yeah.
It worked out.
So it was so awkward. I can remember the point you like had me up against the wall. Like my
it's got to be this time.
Yeah, I think because you rolled me, right? I'm trying to remember. This is definitely, I think, overall, film-wise, one of our better videos. Yeah. That's good.
See, what I try to do is I don't actually even try to slip into guard. I try to just control one of your legs.
Yeah.
To prevent you from getting into a mount.
So I see. Then got my like kind of a loose triangle. I think I was trying to get your arm here. I'm not good at working mount because I get bucked off so easy. Because I'm generally when I grapple, if I grapple someone my weight or lighter, it's like a different world in mount. But if not, so this was I had you in an arm lock here. That's when
I couldn't tap.
Yeah. And I stupidly, I'm like, holy shit, he's not tapping that. And I'm like, oh shit, his other hand's in there.
Yeah, I'd slipped my other hand in just enough to make it useless.
Yeah. See, now we're tired. This is me describing what I just mentioned.
We got to get better about talking about what we're talking about when we're talking about it in the video.
I know. I think we do good, though. You know, once a week we get together and we manage to have no dead space. We might just film the carpet for a while, but we will overall fill the entire 30 minutes. That's why Marlon...
You're just saying his commentary.
Yeah, he's like... maybe because he doesn't know enough, and he was asking good questions, or I was just that drunk, and I'm like, that's fucking awesome. I was wasted last night, and I'm eating these fucking chicken patties. I'm like, these fucking chicken patties are so fucking good. She's like, you're just drunk. I'm like, no, man, like the crusty outside and everything.
I woke up, we went to a fire last night, and I smelled awful. I took all my clothes, threw them right in the washing machine. Andrew said she was going to dry them. I woke up for work at 4:30 this morning. I was like, hey, where are my clothes?
Oh, God. Oh, so my truck's in the shop. I'm at work. 8 o'clock at night, and you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, it's like 8:15. I'm like, Jen, how far away are you? Oh, shit. Oh, you're still at home. Oh, shit. And she's like, I'll get you an Uber. I'm like, I'm not taking an Uber all the way to Delaware so you can come get my ass. But I think, go back to, I used to enjoy just wearing shorts when I grappled, but maybe it's almost like just having leg warmers on.
So that right there is part of this illusion I've been thinking about on my drive up. The idea that I could effectively leap legs first into an ankle lock, right? If I could leap with my legs from standing, somehow fall down and forward to hook your leg while you're standing.
Yeah.
And that was my one goofy attempt at it. I know that it didn't look like it got anywhere, but it felt like proof of concept to me.
Sometimes you just gotta break,
Sometimes you just gotta break
for it. Oh yeah, this is where I go for double wrist control, but you just muscled your way out of it. I thought I could do it a few times.
I think too, if you'd been able to swing your legs out, right?
Yeah.
You would have been able to get the leverage.
Oh yeah. This was definitely where I was going for submission before position, but it failed. Where I needed a better position for it. But it's all just trying things out, man. You gotta, I've been slowly stewing on doing flying techniques, flying arm bars and triangles. But with both my legs, I'm finally actually really recovering from my injuries. It's with my busted left foot and my busted right knee, to where I'm exploring these mentally again. And it's just it's one of those things I know I have to fall on my head a few times.
I actually think realistically, it's going to be springtime when we get into anything like that. And it's only because there's no walls, we can go outside again.
I know.
We're not going to hit the baseboard like we're about to do right here.
Yeah, is this it where you flip me?
It's got to be close to it.
I know.
We're in the right spot.
This is where I was trying to just do a neck crank. Where is it? I'm waiting for it. Because then I try to pop back over. But it wasn't happening. There it is. So I try to pop on his back. Man, I'm a lot lower than I thought. Yeah, I was going to have it. Wait for it. There it goes.
Dan, while he's up like that, right before he does it, he says, it's like the Matrix. and then goes to kick off the wall. Turns out it's not like the Matrix.
Kind of like telegraphing, ain't it? So that right there, your right leg on my leg, do more of that. But put more pressure. That's extremely effective, you doing that right there. Because you pinned my leg and it hurt. But you weren't really grinding it.
I'm not full tilt on the jerk off moves yet. You know what I mean?
Well, another time you were jamming your knee into my face.
What's the one time I got my
dude? I was like, oh yeah, he's learning. This is the shit that makes a difference. Because it's I gotta react to it. I just can't tough my way through it. And you're so strong that it would be very effective. Be a dick. It's okay. So, I am in guard right now.
I think I'll start trying to shoot some arm bars coming up here.
Yeah. You are getting better with them. So, you'll get there.
So, right here, yeah, I'm about to shoot one, and I decided, like I said, I don't know if we said it before we got on camera, I have a problem holding on to the arm, which is just weird to me because I don't have a weak grip, so I should be able to, but it's bad positioning.
I think, and also, the lack of flexibility will also decrease speed. Because I think it's it makes it harder for you to surprise, you know what I mean, just explode into it. It's almost like there's more Of a set. This is where he landed.
Yeah, he landed his hip right on top of my short rib.
So we are quickly approaching the end, like in 3 seconds. So hopefully next week, and we'll have another video for you guys. And I can't get my shirt off. I got submitted by a t-shirt. But all right, thank you.
Take
Bye.
care.